Well, Boomer Sooner, everybody. The Oklahoma Sooners will have a game in 2 weeks. They will play, more than likely, they'll play TCU in Fort Worth because of the victory in Lawrence over Kansas State, 41-3. But they're not done playing at home yet. Baker Mayfield still has his final home game, and David Morin, final game, OU football game, as president, as against the West Virginia Mountaineers. So that brings us to the Sooner Stumper. All Big 12 teams have beaten Oklahoma in Norman. Every single one. We want to know when West Virginia did it, what year did that happen, and who was the quarterback of West Virginia. Here's your Sooner hint. The head coach of that team was Don Nehlen, and that was his third year in the Motown of Morgantown. Find out who it was and what year it was. Plus, we'll preview West Virginia. Coming up next, Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Welcome back to Boomer Sooner 1982, everybody. My name's Harry James. The question was, with the offenses in the Big 12 being as high scoring as they always are, everybody's coming to Norman and won at least one game. We wanted to know when was the 1 year that West Virginia did it, and who was the quarterback when West Virginia did it. Well, they weren't in the Big 12 at this time, but it was all the way pre-me. Me, Harry James Taylor, in 1982, because it was in the 82 season. 82 non-conference, and I was born in December of 82. So, predates me. So, and the quarterback in 1982 for West Virginia, Jeff Hostetler. Of course, people remember him because he graduated in from Penn State and then ended up going to the NFL after that. This year's version will be played on owned field against the West Virginia Mountaineers. The overall series between Oklahoma and WVU, 7-2 against the Mountain Men. That has a 78% winning clip. The most recent win in the series was for Oklahoma, for West Virginia, a lot more recent than 1982. In fact, it was one that I was alive for in 2007. As they won the Fiesta Bowl over the Sooners. 48-28 did the Mountain Men. But since then, they've entered the conference, they've entered Big 12 play, and Oklahoma has played well in the series, including last year, beating up on a pretty good West Virginia Mountaineer team, 56-28. 2016 win for Oklahoma in Morgantown. The 2017 set is going to be played on November the 25th, Saturday, 2:45 for the game kick in Norman on national ESPN broadcast. The broadcast team, however, will be released probably at a later date, either late tonight or tomorrow morning. The Sooner radio broadcast at OU on the Air, always ready to go for you. That's my buddy Toby Rowland. That's my dog. He handles the play-by-play, along with the color analysts Merv Johnson and my other OU radio buddies, Chris Plank and Teddy Lehman of Sports Talk 1400 handled the sidelines, as an occasional appearance by another one of my radio buddies, Rufus Alexander of the franchise 1077 and 1079 in Tulsa. Football pregame remotes, the OU official tailgate party at McCaslin Fieldhouse. That's Sooner Fan Fest. There's food trucks, the at OU on the Air radio crew, Teddy, Chris, Rufus, Toby, and Merv. All of them are right there to shake hands and kiss babies with you. You can also head down to the main. Great TVs, everything set for your younger set. But if you're a little older and you want to go hang around Campus Corner, that's cool too. Check out Balfour on Campus Corner. That's where the Sports Talk 1400 pre-game show is. Held WWLS at O'Connell's, right there in front of O'Connell's. You can't miss them. It's that's where WWLS hangs out. And 1079, the franchise, the corner of White and Asp on Campus Corner at the Hertz Donuts parking lot. Right there, that's where they hang out. There's beer, there's cornhole. You can talk with the radio guys. All of it goes on right there. Also, speaking of WWLS, the sports animal, one of their many radio hosts, Mark Rogers, does a Coach's Cabana at Louis. It's a Coach's Cabana. It's kind of like a Homer broadcast. Mark does it with Barry Schwitzer, my close personal friend Barry Schwitzer, and one of his many quarterbacks in his time at Oklahoma, Thomas Watt. This version of Oklahoma is led by the other six, Baker Mayfield and company. And offensively, they are a very offensive productional team. This year's number 6 and Heisman hopeful and company, their offense averages 44.00 points a game, and yards per ball game is at 588.73 yards per game. Defensively, they are starting to play a little better defensively. But on the other hand, the last few weeks have been against TCU and against Kansas. So these numbers are a bit skewed, but they average, giving up that is, 25.18 points per ball game, and they gave up 390.64 yards a game for the Sooners of Oklahoma. Their first-year head coach is Lincoln Riley. The Lynx was a quarterback at Tech in 2002, and then accepted a student assistant role from 2003 to 2005. Lincoln's in his first year in Norman at Oklahoma, so he's got an 0-0 record, but he doesn't take over a bad team. In fact, they went 11-2 and 9-0, winning back-to-back Big 12 champs last year. They do not have a bowl under the Riley era, so he's 0-0, and it is his first year. But since 2000, they do have a couple of championships under their belt, division and conference championships. Division championships 2000, 2002, 2003, 2004, 06, 07, 08, and 2010. Those are all Big 12 South Division championships. Outright conference championships. The bling bling goes to the teams from years 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 07, 08, 2010, 2012, 2015, 2016, and the door is open for 2017. They're eligible this year with last year's win over Kansas. Speaking of the win over Kansas, let's review of how the Sooners got here. In 2017, they are 10-1, 7-1 in conference play. It includes non-conference wins over UTEP. That's the University of Texas El Paso, 56-7. A win at Ohio State, 31-16, and a win against Tulane, 56-14. That's when the Big 12 started playing. That's when the numbers really started to get skewed here because of conference play. In fact, on the road at Baylor, Oklahoma still gave up 41 points, but they scored 49, so they got the win, 49-41. They then lost the one game on their resume to Iowa State when they were playing well. They lost that one 38-31. The next week against Texas in Dallas, they got back on track, 29-23. They then won at Kansas State, 42-35. They won their homecoming match against Texas Tech, 52-27. They won at their other rival, Oklahoma State, 62-52. They then beat TCU 2 weeks ago, 38-20, and they beat Kansas 41-3. So that's how the Sooners look. What about for our opponents? As we cross enemy lines into Morgantown, we preview West Virginia. The Mountain Men average scoring, 36.73 points per game, and they play with averaging 494.00 yards per game. Their defense, their 3-3-5 defense, their stack defense, been a bit off this year because of their defensive backs and their corners, but they're not too bad. Their average scoring allowed is 29.09, and they allow at 434.91 yards per game defensively. So that's how much they usually give up offensively. Under their head coach, Dana Holgerson, who is an Iowa Wesleyan grad, back from 1992, and has been in the Morgantown, West Virginia Mountain Men since 2011 to present, with a 46-31 running percent, with a 46-31 record. That is a 59.7% winning clip, and 2-3 in bowls. That's 400.400. Last year, however, we said they played well last year. They did. 10-3, 7-2 in league play, losing to Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Their other loss was their bowl game in the Russell Athletic Bowl. They got sauced by Miami and the U, 51-13. The division titles and conference titles for West Virginia since 2000, well, they don't have any divisions in the Big East and in the Big 12 anymore, so that really doesn't apply. Not adequate. But they do have conference titles since then. They've got 6 of them. 03, 04, and 05. 07, people remember that 07 game. That's the one where they beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. They then went back-to-back in 2010 and 2011. This year for West Virginia, the Mountain Men, 7-4, 5-3 in Big 12 play already. They lost to the former Sooner to start the days. The former Sooner, now head coach at Virginia Tech, got him 31-24. Justin Fuente, that is, got him 31-24 as the Hokies won against West Virginia in the FedEx Field neutral site game. Then the wins started coming from West Virginia. They beat East Carolina 56-20, Delaware State 59-16, and they beat those same Kansas teams that we just beat. They beat them 56-34. They then hit a hard road. This is their first of the 3 losses. They lost to then TCU in Fort Worth by a touchdown, 31-24. They then got back on track by 11 as they beat Texas Tech 46-35. They then won by a 2-point conversion over Baylor in Waco 38-36 at Waco. They then lost their other home games. Another one of their home games. They lost this one to Oklahoma State, who's actually played pretty well on the road also. They're probably the best road team besides our Sooners. Oklahoma State got them 59-30. They then got back on the winning track. They beat Iowa State 20-6. They won in Manhattan at Kansas State 28-13. But they did fall just short of beating Texas this last week, 28-14. Their loss, and the loss, by the way, to Will Guerrier, who hurt his throwing finger as he was going in for a touchdown. He probably bent it or something going in for the touchdown. You never want to see that. So I hope he's okay. He's in surgery now, so apparently he's done. He's not going to be playing in Norman this weekend for the Sooners against the Sooners, as Baker Mayfield makes his final appearance, by the way, on Owen Field, but not his final Big 12 game as a Sooner, because they've qualified for the Big 12 Championship in Arlington in 2 weeks. All right, guys, you can find this and all my other videos on YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. They are also on my Twitter account at HypeManHarry, or you can find them on my Facebook account, Harry James Taylor. All right, guys, it's been fun. It's been great. See y'all next weekend in Arlington, I hope. See some of you guys in Arlington. Till then, guys, Boomer Sooner, everybody, and take care. See y'all later. I'm out of here.